Check this out. Check it out.
This video is made for information purposes.
Welcome back.
Only.
Now to the big
Parental
breaking
discretion
news out of Texas that we continue following. Two arrests have been made for the murders of pregnant teenager Savanah Soto and her boyfriend. The San Antonio Police Department announcing early this morning that 19-year-old Christopher Preciado and his father, Ramon Preciado, have been arrested for the murders of Savanah Soto and her boyfriend, Matthew Guerra. Now, police believe that Christopher, the son, is the one who did the murders. That's what they believe. And they believe his father just helped him after the fact, moving the bodies. So their charges are different. Son charged with murder, dad charged with abuse of a corpse. Now, Savanah Soto was last seen in mid-December, one day before she was scheduled to be induced. She and her boyfriend's remains were found days later inside of his Kia Optima. We've been looking at that video since then. It's been quite puzzling. Police are saying this morning that they believe the murders are the result of a drug deal that turned deadly. I have two great guests on the program to help me break this all down. Still with me, retired NYPD Deputy Inspector and the author of the book, Once a Cop, Corey Pegues. And want to welcome in retired FBI Special Agent Jennifer Coffendorfer. Great to see you both this morning. Thank you for being here. Oh boy. There has been some speculation that this might have been a drug deal that went unexpectedly awry and turned fatal. Jennifer, I know you've been following this very, very closely. I enjoy following you on Twitter or X always, but you know, you've been analyzing this one. Tell me, was this what you expected investigators to find here? Why or why not, please?
Yes, I expected it to have to do with a drug deal gone bad. I think I said that very early, likely gang related in terms of the players involved. Clearly, when we hear the words, you know, a botched drug deal gone bad, what does that mean? What that means is that somebody wasn't living up to their end of the bargain. Either the amount of drugs being sold was off or the money that was being brought was off. One of those two things. And this isn't just like purchasing, you know, vitamins from your, you know, your girlfriend next door. This turns deadly and can turn deadly. First of all, it was late at night. I would believe, even though we'll never know, but likely Mr. Preciado was likely under the influence. So you have people who are under the influence dealing with one another. And then you also have that street cred, you know, the disrespect that when this drug deal went wrong, went down and turned deadly.
Right, Jennifer, great points. I have a clip I want to play, and Corey, I'm coming to you next after this, please. This is a clip of Savanah Soto's mother who joined closing arguments with Vinnie Politan last night, and she did the interview with Vinnie before the announcement of the arrest, so that came later. But here in this clip, she's talking about Savanah's relationship with her boyfriend, Matthew Guerra, and of course, many of us are wondering, did anybody know that this was going on, that he was into these dealings, apparently? Let's watch.
They had a kind of like a little rough relationship in the beginning. She said it was getting better. They were both looking for the baby. I mean, we had a baby shower for her. They were there, you know, and opening the gifts, you know, all excited, playing games. You know, it was like any normal couple. I mean, about his, you know, private, I don't really know anything about him, but I mean, my daughter was happy with him.
Prayers going out. She said she didn't really know anything about him, so who knows the extent of what she knew or didn't know about these activities. Corey Pegues, you have such unique experience because you retired from the NYPD after many years of service at such a high rank, and your story I have mad respect for. When you were young, and you talk openly about this, you talk about it in your book, when you were young, before you went into the military and became a police officer, you know, you were on the streets dealing drugs, and so you have a really interesting perspective of the dangers of it. And for anybody who might think, oh, I can dabble in this or be associated with someone dabbling in it or have a family member associated with it, these risks of you know, fatal incidents are very, very real. Are they not? Would you speak to that, please, Corey?
Oh, it's very real. Being in the street is either dead or in jail. So, I call an old drug dealer. If you got more than 5 years, then you owe. You're like ancient. Usually, if you get in 2 to 3 years out there selling drugs, you made a little money, you better escape. Because now, cops are just using this thing right here. They're solving crimes very quickly. Let me just touch on one of the things the mother said. I was uncomfortable with her saying there was a normal relationship. Well, I don't know what's normal with her daughter being in this relationship with this known drug dealer. I think they had a domestic violence history, if I'm not mistaken. And you have to know what your children are doing.
This is
I
street
remember
knowledge,
when
street news.
my two older daughters were teenagers, and they wanted locks on the bedroom door, and I was like, "You're not paying no rent. What do you mean locks on the door? You can't. No bedrooms have locks on them." And I used to put money in the dresser, so they knew that I was going through their dresser drawer or I was going through their book bag. Like, you have to know what your children are doing. So I don't think it's anything normal with somebody dealing with somebody who has a violent past and also assaulted the child at one time.
I love that. I love what you said there. And let's keep going on this point. I mean, look, this is so sad that these young people lost their lives, that unborn baby, killed. Also, I'm sure we can expect charges coming with respect to the baby that hadn't been born yet. But tell me, what can parents do? If somebody's watching this program this morning, we know that drug use, drug dealing, sadly, it's very common. We have a lot of problems in our country with it. I don't have to tell you both that you know. What advice do you have for any parents who might suspect something's going on with the kids? Jennifer, let me go back to you on that point, please.
Well, it becomes very difficult, especially in this situation where your child is 18 years old, like Savanah was. So she's really a grown adult, if you will, legally.
This is street knowledge.
But I think
news.
all you can do really early on is show show discipline and show extreme love. And those two usually make a combination for keeping children out of this. But I'm one to surveil. I'm one to know exactly what my children were doing. I definitely surveilled them. And I tell you, the joke was, oh my gosh, we're going over to Coffin Daffers. That's the FBI, Mom. Look out. And I can't tell you how many times I had the ear, the cup on the ear up against my son's, and there'd be a girl in there. And I'd like open the door, get out of here. So I think it really takes that close.
Our News Zone videos, news information brings light and awareness to news stories that may not be seen.
Looking out for and knowing what your children are doing.
It does. No, bravo to you both. Knowing what your kids are doing, that surveillance, and and the way you do it. Like Corey said, I love dropping some money in the door so that they open it. Dad was here. He's looking at what's going on. It's good for them to know and keep them close. And I love what you said there, Jennifer. Striking that balance between being strict, having rules, and then also showing them love. So sad and heartbreaking for these families. Gotta leave it there. A big thank you to you both for lending us your expertise on this one. Corey Pegues, Jennifer Coffindoffer, thank you both kindly.
Thank you for watching our digital media, and thank you for your support.